Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's been a very busy day. It's been a very busy week. Got a bunch of machines in the shop. I'm making you guys some pretty good content. Got a John Deere Gator right here. I'm gonna get ready to do a tune-up and a service on. We'll make a video on that. Got a Cub Cadet here with a blown head gasket. Got another John Deere 737 that it keeps shutting off while the customer's riding. It gets intermittently shutting on and off. Got a bunch of machines here. Gonna make some pretty good content for you guys. It's been very busy. It's been a very busy summer. But what we have here, we have a Troy bilt here, and the customer said he was cutting his lawn, gave out of gas, went and got this gas can, put gas in it. Shortly after, the machine shut off. I'm going to show you what I found out here real quick. I'm going to show you. It won't start up. So I asked him, I said, where do you keep your gas can? He said, oh, I keep it in my shed. I said, are you sure? He goes, yeah. He goes, also too, put another carburetor on there and this and that, blah 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 blah. And so I did some investigating. I'm gonna show you what I found out. All right, guys. So I was talking to the customer and I was pressing him pretty hard about his gas can. I can almost look at this filter and tell that there was water into it. I mean, I've been doing this for over 30 years, just about. Actually 28 years as a business, but since I was a kid, so all my life. So I can almost tell when, almost go straight to the problem when the customer explains it to me. Also too, if you look at one of these clear filters, you can almost also see the condensation inside the filter. So when I got there, I pulled off this little line right here, just like this right here, and I just tucked some and put it in my hand. All that right there is nothing but water. That's all water right there. Nothing but water, 100% water. And I asked him, I said, well, did you leave your gas can outside at any time? He goes, well, let me think. He goes, oh yeah, I did leave my gas can outside last week, but it was only for a short period of time. I don't think water should have got into it. I say, sir, it doesn't matter. Especially here in Florida, when you get those hard downpours, it don't take much water to get down inside that fuel can that fast, that quick. I mean, it can, a heavy downpour, you can get quite a bit of water inside your fuel can. And so basically what happened, he's got water inside of his fuel, and actually he poured it inside of his gas tank. But something else I'm gonna show you here too. I'm gonna show you something else. I'm gonna show you his gas can. It's for this machine here. I'm gonna turn this fuel off so it don't drain. If you look inside your gas can, your gas tank of your lawnmower, probably a good giant percent of lawnmower gas tanks, they got debris in them. And what'll happen sometimes is this fuel cap right here, this little rubber flap right here, over time it'll get gas on it and it'll turn hard, it'll split up, it'll crack, it'll get brittle, and it'll fall down inside of his inside your fuel tank. So I guarantee you, if you go outside, a lot of you guys, if you go outside and look inside your gas tank on your machine, you're gonna see those little pieces and particles of either trash or that rubber right there. That rubber can also get inside your little, where the gas comes out right there, the outlet. It'll clog that up, and also too, it'll act the same way. It'll actually block off your fuel from coming out of your fuel hose, out of your fuel line. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna take the tank on off. I'm gonna take the carburetor off. I'm gonna drain the carburetor, clean it all out, put fresh fuel in it, and then start it up. All right, guys, I'm back. Usually these right here, gas cans right here, fuel tanks right here, they usually strap down with a tie wrap. This tie wrap right here is missing right here. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is go ahead and take it on up. I'm gonna take this right here line off right here, therefore I can get up through the hole. Pull that back, pop that off. Pull it on out. That's how easy it is to take these right here fuel tanks off right here. What I'm gonna go ahead and do, dump it all out. All right, I'm going to dump it all out here in my You want to splosh it around and get all that stuff out of there, all that rubber at the bottom. What I'm also go ahead and do too, I'm gonna put some new fuel line on here. I'm going to put all new fuel line on it. This line here looks pretty old, so I'm gonna put some new fuel line on it. That's all cleaned out. Put some new fuel line on there for them. All right, guys, I'm back. I got my line, my fuel line. I buy mine by by the box. Comes on this is here a 50-foot roll. It's a 25-foot roll of fuel line. So I'm gonna go ahead and change this fuel line for them. All right, I'm gonna take this fuel line off. You want to be careful too. A lot of dirt and debris can get in the bottom of this can, so you want to take her on off. Take it and shove it up through this hole right here. Pull her on up, because you want to measure this fuel line. Actually, take this right off right here. Take the clamp off. That clamp sucks. Take that off. Stick it on there. Put it on like this. Stick it back down. Pull it through. Just like that right there. And also too, what you want to do, want to measure this fuel line. Take it, measure it, just like that. Then get your cutters, cut piece off. All right, guys, I'm gonna cut the fuel line off and measure it here. Actually, I'm gonna cheat on this thing right here. I'm not gonna pull that carburetor right there off. I'm actually cheat, and I'll show you what I mean by when I cheat. I know some tricks. I've been doing this for a long time, so I can do this without pulling that carburetor off. It's just water. It ain't like it's got trash in it. It's just water. I can blow that water through the bottom by pulling that solenoid off. Stick it on like that. Stick it on like that. Get this out of the way. So what I'm going to do next, I'm going to go ahead and put gas in the fuel tank. Therefore we can flush this carburetor right here out. That should be enough to start it up. Alright guys, on the bottom of the carburetor right here, I got my fuel line on there. On the carburetor bottom, this is called a anti-backfire solenoid. It's a fuel solenoid, fuel shutoff solenoid. Different manufacturers call it different things, and what it does, it turns the gas off so it don't go up into the jet of the carburetor, and it burns off that little bit of gas at the end so that supposedly it doesn't backfire, but it does not shut the fuel off going to the carburetor. Your float valve does that. That's the function of the float valve. It turns your gas off. It doesn't allow any more gas to come from your gas can, your gas tank, into the carburetor. The fuel solenoid shuts off the gas from going up into the actual engine itself, into the carburetor, into the intake, and turns your motor off after it burns the last little bit off. So I'm going to take this solenoid here off and use this right here to drain the carburetor with. There's going to be fuel coming out of it and water. That's the water that was already in there. I'm going to just use that to drain it out and flush it out with. That's going to drain the carburetor itself. It's going to run out all that old fuel that's been sitting inside there, and that water that was in there. What I do is get a little air and put to it, kind of like blow it out, rinse it out a little bit, put it back to it, let it rinse out, fill it back up. Yep, straight fuel now. Blow it out one more time. That should be clean. Should be nice and clean. Oops, sorry about that. Pour it back together. Fire up. Back on there. Move this gas out of the way. Blow this off. And she should fire up and run pretty good. And that right there is how I clean out the carburetor if you got water inside your carburetor. That does not work if you have trash inside your carburetor. I done it that way because I knew it was just water and it wasn't trash inside the carburetor, and it was running pretty good. That's the way that I done it. So if you got water into your carburetor or water into your fuel can, your gas tank, you can drain it out like that and save you a lot of time for having to pull that carburetor apart. That's how I do it. It don't always work like that right there, but that's a fast, easy way to do it if you want to do it like that without pulling the carburetor apart. If you like my videos, if you like my content, please subscribe to my videos and share.